Alright, we'll do a quick unbox and overview of the scope here by CVLIFE. It's the 3-9x40 second focal plane with a BDC reticle. Alright. I'll be mounting this up on my Anderson 7.62x39 like I always like to do. Gives a little more recoil than everybody's 5.56 AR, so it's a better test for the scopes for durability and whatnot. So there she is there. Comes with the rings. 3-9x40 second focal plane BDC reticle, as I said. We'll go over that more in a second. Second focal plane basically means your reticle stays the same size as you zoom the scope in and out, whereas the first focal plane will zoom in and out with the scope. See, they provide the hardware there for the adjustments and whatnot. Little screen wipe there. And I think that's about it. You got these little flip up caps here. This does have a diopter, which is why I think this one's spun around. Anyways, under this cap here, you have your diopter for focus. And it does turn with that flip cap too. So 3-9, as I said. There's your zoom adjustment there. Okay. Under the caps, you have 1/4 inch, either 1/4 inch or 1/4 MOA. So yeah, we have 1/4 inch adjustments at 100 yards. They are audible and give a good click feedback. Okay. Windage and elevation. Finger adjustable, no tools necessary. In the bottom of the box, has real nice instructions, color, plenty of pictures, awesome instructions with this scope. And this does have a re-zero or resettable turret or what have you. You can take this screw out here, so after you're done making your adjustments, get it zeroed on bullseye, whatever distance you're shooting. If you don't want it setting, let me see, try to get this for you here. If you don't, let's say you got to do this to get it zeroed, you can reset this back to 0 here by removing that screw, and then you'll just take this dial off, turn it back to 0, and then screw it back down. The purpose of this is to better utilize the MOA adjustments per click on the windage and elevation turrets. If you're taking a further shot than what you're zeroed for, or if the wind kicks up more than you were expecting, it's a little easier to make those quick adjustments off the top of your head if you can reset your dial back to 0 like that, as opposed to just having it setting on some random number after you zeroed your rifle. That is, of course, if you so choose to re-zero on the fly for your new distance or new wind conditions, as opposed to utilizing the marks on the BDC reticle. She's waterproof, shockproof, fogproof, nitrogen purged, fully multi-coated lens. It's got a 1-year manufacturer's warranty, and CVLIFE advertises it as being able to handle up to a .308 caliber. Alright, there she is all mounted up on my Anderson 7.62x39, like I said. I'm going to start out here on this paper target, 40 yards just to get it zeroed, and then I got my steel gong set out there. There we are. On the very right side of that mound there, 200 yards. Pick up around. That was crazy. I haven't messed with it at all, and it's practically zeroed, at least for that rifle. Right out of the box. Look at that. Well, I guess we're good to go out there. 150, 200. I mean, it's a little bit low, but I'll just compensate. I could give it a few clicks up, but honestly, 40 yards there is close range. Probably needs a few clicks up, though. I'll do that. I'll give it a few clicks up. We'll hit this buffalo here at 150, and then I'll go out to my gong there at 200. I'll get some zoomed in shots for you guys in just a moment. Get you guys zoomed in here. You'll see the water splash up, but that's just from the fragments of the bullet when it hits that steel buffalo there. Now my 16-inch steel gong there, 200 yards. If you couldn't tell, it's a windy one today. So it is very difficult for me to get my camera to focus through the scope. So as decent as this looks here, it actually looks much better in person. Looking through it with your actual eye, it's even more clear than that, even more crisp, and it's easier to see those little BDC dots there, your bullet drop compensating dots, and the windage marks there. So this looks decent, but it looked way better in person looking through it with my actual eye. So I just wanted to give you kind of a real world perspective here of what it actually looks like, except from the fact that it looks much better in person because I just cannot get my camera to focus properly through the scope. So here I'm just showing you guys what it looked like at the 3X, the lowest magnification, at 40 yards. They advertised a 39-foot radius field of view at 100 yards on 3X, and all the way up on 9X, 12.6 feet. Field of view at 100 yards. If I was thinking, I would have got some images at 100 yards, but I was being rushed out by the range officer. They wanted to go mow. I was not happy about that, so I kind of had to rush this video, unfortunately. But anyways, aside from it looking much better in person than it does through the camera here, that's 3X at 40 yards. And then here's 9X at the same 40 yards, and again, forgive me for not getting a perfect focus through the scope with the camera. Now here I actually have the center crosshair put on the 300 yard mount. If you look close enough, you can see the gong I was just shooting at 200 yards on the left side of the scope there. So I'm actually aiming clear out at 300 yards here. This is on 3X, so lowest magnification. And then here's the same 300 yard mound, but all the way up on the 9X magnification. And as you can see there, that's plenty of magnification to shoot 300 yards, no problem. You could easily see a pop bottle or soda can down there at 300 yards on 9X. And again, remember, it looks much better in person than it does here with me trying to attempt to get my camera to focus through the scope. And that is achieved with a 40mm lens and a 31.5mm eyepiece. That about does it there, guys. Short and sweet. Final thoughts on this. It's got pretty nice mounts. The hardware is real nice. They feel a lot more sturdy than others I've messed with in the budget range there. The diopter on it works well. Again, that's under this cover here. So I messed with that. It's pretty good where it is, but the diopter works well. It's easy to turn. Your zoom adjustment here works well. Easy to turn. You guys already heard the turrets. Good click feedback on those. And it's pretty dang clear glass for a scope in this price range, and I've always been a fan of the BDC reticles as well. So that'll do it for this one. If you want to check that scope out, link in the description. If you want to get any other products you see me use in my videos, like my target stand there, paper targets I use, shooting bags, safety glasses, earmuffs, steel target out there, and more, link in the description. I will also have another version of this scope coming up within a couple weeks of this video posting. Once it's up, I'll put a link in the description on this video for that one as well. But that one is a first focal plane instead of second, and it has a mil dot reticle. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.